Hey guys, welcome back to I'm Just a Fan. It's your host Ben, and today we are going to be talking about the 3-3 tie from Inter and Barca. What a game. Let's get into it. Before we get into the video, if you guys could do me one thing, you could like the video, comment down below any of your thoughts on the game, and even subscribe if you like my type of content. It would be greatly appreciated. Now let's get into the video. This game was fucking crazy. This game was crazy. I would say I didn't watch the Manchester United game where they came back in the Europa in the second leg a couple weeks ago. But this was probably one of the best games I've seen all year. I mean, it was just perfect, honestly. It's perfect. Pretty much everything you could ask for and more from a football game. Obviously, tons of scoring, back and forth. It's just really all you want in a game. And mind you, I had this game at 3-2, Barcelona over 2 legs. The fact that it's 3-3 heading into the second leg, like the second leg is just going to have to be cinema. There's no other option. Instantly, Inter gets a goal. Thuram scores a beautiful finish. I don't know how he even got that. The ball goes back to, I forget which leg it was. He hits it with the back of his foot, and it goes in. I haven't seen a ton of stuff like that, so I wanted to give him a ton of credit. Beautiful goal, beautiful finish, and just it got Inter going immediately. Literally was in the first minute. It was just absolutely nuts. Eventually, the game started to play out a little bit, and then all of a sudden, they score again. A nice corner leads to an even better finish. Dumfries with a bicycle kick to score. Are you kidding me? They're up 2-0 at that point. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Because again, I thought, especially because this game is in Barcelona, I thought, maybe Barcelona would get off to a hotter start. Maybe they would get the earlier goal. But just like we saw in both of the legs, the same one with PSG yesterday and this one, these games have showed that the away team is not afraid to score early, and they're actually the ones that are scoring before the home teams. So, again, they go up 2-0, and I was like, wow, Inter's up 2-0. We got to see what Barcelona's made of. Maybe they're getting too tired. That's what people have been saying the last couple of weeks. But I just wasn't expecting that type of start out of Inter. And just when Barcelona fans might have started to lose a little bit of hope, he comes up big again. The kid comes up big again. 17 years old, his 100th appearance already. And he scores a beautiful goal. Beautiful touch on that one. It looked almost effortless for Lamine Yamal. Absolutely beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. It was beautiful. It was really, honestly, it was beautiful. And that's how I knew. I was like, okay, we have something cooking here, because like it's 2-1 already. And I think it was like the 20th minute, 21st minute, something like that. I was like, oh my God, we have something cooking. But again, this kid just shows up in big moments. And that's not all he did today. He had some, in my opinion, especially the first half, he was just all over the place, crossing the ball as much as he could, and beautiful crosses. These were good placements, not like he was just crossing it to cross. He was getting it into the locations they needed to be. And again, obviously scoring in the biggest moment, that's when it matters most, is what big-time players do. And again, I know we hear about it all the time, but the fact that he's not even 18, he's not even legally an adult yet, it's just nuts. It's nuts to me. I'm so excited that I get to watch this guy in his prime. Or it's not even his prime, but I'm excited to watch him in his prime once he gets there. And I'm just going to enjoy the ride, because this guy, his ceiling is quite literally, there is no levels to it. It can raise as high as it wants to raise, because this guy just has such an insane amount of talent, and he has the work ethic as well. And when those two things combine, you get greatness, and that's what we're seeing right now with Lamine Yamal. And as the first half kept going on, I was like, oh my God, Inter, they got to get out of here. It almost felt like I was watching, again, kind of like boxing. Like Barca was just bam, 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 punching them in the face left and right, like backing them in the corner, punching them, but Inter wasn't getting knocked out. But again, there can only be so many chances until it's going to go in. And eventually it did. The dam did break. And Raphinha, I think actually Lamine Yamal might have been the one crossing it, but I could be wrong. But beautiful, well, I wouldn't say beautiful, but it was a good enough cross. It ends up falling to Raphinha, and he has a beautiful assist. He actually heads the assist from what I remember, and puts it in the perfect spot for Ferran to score, equalizes the game 2-2. And again, that's when I was like, whoa, it's not even the end of the first half. what the fuck are we watching? What are we seeing right now? This is the complete opposite of yesterday's game. Absolute opposite vibes. Like, just everything was different. And again, Raphinha has been doing his thing. He was really doing his thing. Obviously, we'll get into that later. But I know he's been a little bit quieter recently. But even just seeing him get the assist to start it off, I was like, okay, he's cooking up. This is what you want to see, again, in the biggest moments. You want to see these players make these plays. And that's what we got out of Raphinha today. And again, we'll get into that. But a beautiful assist by him, and an even better finish by, well, I'm not going to say it's the craziest finish, but it was still a good finish by, excuse me, Ferran. So good for him. But overall, it was 2-2, and I was just like, wow, what are we watching? This is absolutely nuts. But again, coming out of halftime, Inter does it again, and they constantly do this. They did this versus Bayern. They did it versus Bayern in that last couple minutes of that first leg. When you think Inter are out of it, they're not out of it. And again, another good corner ends up resulting in, again, a beautiful header by Dumfries again. Obviously, he didn't head the first one in, but still, great stuff from him. He was making an impact. I mean, 2 goals in one game is just absolutely nuts, especially in the UCL Quarter-Finals. Like, this is where you want to do these things. So credit to him. It just doesn't look like Barcelona are doing a great job at defending those corners by Inter, and I think that's going to be a very big factor heading into the second leg, because do they have the size to try to mask some of Inter's physical abilities when it comes to specifically those set pieces? Because if they're going to just let Inter continue to get these bigger and bigger looks, just strictly from a physical standpoint, because Barcelona just can't defend them, it's going to be a long day then. It's going to be a long day for Barcelona, because at some point, at least every single time that they get a corner, they got to know, hey, we got a chance. So I'm really curious to see how Inter goes about attacking that in the next leg. I'm curious to see how does Barcelona go about, I guess, adapting and just trying to defend that. I'm very curious to see. But overall, great goal again. And then again, right as I have been alluding to earlier, it felt like it was right after the goal. I could be wrong. Raphinha. Beautiful goal. I don't know why I said it like that the first time. Beautiful goal. This goal made me literally scream. I yelled when I saw this goal. I'm not even a Barcelona fan. You guys know I'm an Arsenal fan. But that was one of the best goals I've seen all year. Probably one of the best goals I've seen all time, just because, again, I'm relatively new to the sport, blah, 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 blah. But that was a beautiful goal, again, in the moment to tie it 3-3 in the second half after Inter had just scored an absolute screamer. Oh, my God. Again, credit to Raphinha. I know he hasn't been playing his best ball the last month, but to get the assist and then to get the big-time goal, absolutely class stuff out of him. And he almost actually scored later in the game. But overall, that's what it was just for the scoring. I mean, again, this was just an absolutely crazy game. Like, I just feel like it was all over the place. If you didn't get to watch this game, it's honestly unfortunate, because you really did miss out on some peak. It was just phenomenal. I want to give credit as well to the Inter goalie as well. I thought even though he did let up a lot of goals, he made some key saves. He made some huge saves. Like, again, I mentioned in that first half, kind of around the 30th-ish minute, there was, I felt like, a 10 to 15 minute stretch where he was just getting hammered with shots, and he just didn't let anything in. Obviously, they did get that second goal, and that's when the dam broke loose, like I mentioned. But the fact that he was making some good saves, in my opinion. Obviously, some of them could have been a little better, but still, I just thought, even though he let a couple goals in, I still thought he made some really good saves today. And moving forward, we're going to see how this game goes in the San Siro. There's injuries for both sides right now. Kunde, I forget how to say his name. He got hurt for Barcelona, and I'm pretty sure their striker got hurt as well. I could be wrong, but I don't know how severe the injury is, but I do remember seeing him get banged up. Barca are hoping to have Lewandowski back for the second leg, so we will just have to see. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Again, I know for my sake, I'm going to be caring a little bit more about the Arsenal game, just because, again, I am an Arsenal fan. But from a pure football standpoint, I don't know how people wouldn't be saying that this isn't the game, I guess, to obsess over. This isn't the game to really want, because this game was almost everything that I thought the Arsenal game would be, maybe with a little bit less scoring, because PSG has such a good attack and Arsenal has the good defense, but they can score. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult for, I guess, Barcelona to score on Inter. But again, to get 3 for both teams in the first leg, absolutely nuts. Again, it was pure cinema. Glad I got to watch it. Just a beautiful, beautiful game today. I'm very grateful I got to watch that, like I said, because it was just class. It was class. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Just wanted to get this recap out there. And yeah, like I said earlier in the video, if you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you have any comments, drop them down below. Let me know your predictions for these next couple legs, or the next leg. And then, yeah, if you enjoy this content as well, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.